the first program, the first of the Word program, Women of Restoration and Destiny, with our host, honored host, Reverend Dr. Heather Francis, who will be interviewing our special guest today, Jhadai and Jada McDonald. We're very excited to have them on the program today. And so I just want to let you know that they will be on once a month. And so you'll be able to on the Phoenix Network. Don't forget that we're going to be on Roku and Amazon Fire coming soon in November. So be prepared for that as well. So without any further ado, I know you're all excited to see them. We're going to start the program with our Reverend Dr. Heather Francis. Go ahead.
Good evening, everybody. God bless you. Welcome to the First Word program. I am your host, Reverend Dr. Heather Francis, and we will be highlighting women of restoration and destiny. And in a world where women have had to fight for equality and their seat at the table in corporate America, this show intends to feature women who have overcome adversity and challenges and are successful. Today, we are privileged to have a set of twin young ladies who have broken through the ceiling of limitations and are facing the world head on, and they are successful. Please help me welcome my first guests, Jada and Jhadai McDonald.
Hi, hello.
Thank you for coming on, ladies. It is such an honor and a privilege to have you on the program today. And for those who don't know you, the first thing that I want to do is to take a moment, each of you, and just tell us a little something about yourselves. Jada, you can go first.
So my name is Jada McDonald. I am 23 years old. I graduated from Rutgers University with my bachelor's in criminal justice. For fun, I like to draw, I like to put on makeup, I like to create artwork. So I'm really overall creative. I do own a YouTube channel. I love to stream hair videos, makeup videos, and anything lifestyle. And apart from that, I do work for a home health agency, and that's what I do for fun. So that's a little bit about me.
Wonderful. Jhadai, tell us a little about yourself.
I'm Jada McDonald, same age because we're twins. Graduated from the same school, Rutgers University, New Brunswick, with my BA in communication and a minor in healthcare administration. And I currently do work at the same place, funny, but in a different department. And for fun, I actually love to create artwork. I love to sing, but I also turned my artwork into some type of a side hustle for myself. So that's just a little bit about me.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, on your road to success, we all know that life hasn't always been easy for women, particularly in this country, all over the world. Practically it's hard. It's very difficult. And on this show, we want to talk about women who have been successful. You've endured tremendous obstacles. You've overcome through your faith. Amen. And God has allowed you with your gifts and your abilities to overcome so many things. And you're both very successful in your own right. Very successful. And personally, as a woman of God, I'm very proud of you both.
Thank you.
But I know our viewers want to know, and I want to hear from each of you today, how do you balance working and also building your business? Because both of you, not only do you have 9 to 5s, but you're both entrepreneurs that are working and successful in the world today online. And that must be a challenge for you. So I'm sure our viewers want to know, how do you balance working 9 to 5 and building your business? Jhadai, you can go first.
So, 9 to 5 it's a really good opportunity to just have a secure job so that you know that your bills are paid. But with my side hustle, doing art and just doing things that I love to do, it makes me so happy. And to balance those two things, I have the mentality that my 9 to 5 is my side hustle. So I switch it in my mind. So I'm like, my 9 to 5 is not my real thing that I want to do. It's really my side hustle, but it's paying my bills. But my side hustle is like what I really want to do. So how I balance that is by making sure that I dedicate time to do what I really love to do. So I know that I do a 9 to 5. I know that 8 hours of my day is already dedicated to a job, but then I have to make sure that I keep a planner. If someone requests artworks, I put it down in my calendar so that I'm always on top of everything that I need to do. And then I make sure that I do it ahead of time, get it done. And this is how I do it. I balance my time. I make sure that everything is on my calendar or in my planner. I have both. And that's how I balance it. It's a mental thing. You have to know, like, this is what I want to do, dedicate your time to it, and just work really well at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So what I'm hearing from you, Jhadai, is that organization is key when it comes to, because there are a lot of women out here that are watching right now, and I'm sure they're saying, you know, I have a 9 to 5, I work every day, but I'd also like to do X, Y, and Z. So
Right.
it sounds to me like organization is the key. Would you say that's what it is? That's the key?
100%. Yes. Yes.
Okay, wonderful. And Jada, how do you balance, you know, working 9 to 5 every day, but then you have this tremendous, you know, business that you have on the side? How do you balance that? And what do you do? Do you do what your twin sister does, or do you tackle it a little differently? Is your strategy different, or is it about the same? Tell us about it.
okay, so for me, I'm a big procrastinator. I'm trying to break out of it, but I will literally put something off and say I can still do it. And I'm the type of person who sometimes I like to work under pressure because it helps me to get the job done even better than I would have, like with all the time I was given. So I know that like I'm organized in some aspect, but I work a 10-hour shift at my job. I don't work like 8 to 4 or 8 to 5. I work till 7 p.m. And with my other job that I pride so much, because realistically, I love YouTube way more than my regular job. So it's something in my head that I have to do it because I love to do it. So it's going to get done. But with my job, you know, when I get off, I'm sometimes tired, but I have to keep a goal in mind, and I have to remember like, this is what you want to do. So for me, even though I don't really write things down, if someone says, can you do my hair or makeup? I don't write it down. I keep it in my head. And it's really bad. It's a bad habit, but I will literally say, I can remember that. And then Jhadai would remind me, like, I'm like, oh my goodness. So I need to get more organized in that department, and I need to stop procrastinating. But at the end of the day, for me, it's if I love something, it's going to get done for me personally.
That's awesome. Well, I love the fact that the both of you have each other. You are such an inspiration. And you know what? Everyone is not the same. Everyone tackles life differently. Some people need some type of organization in their life. And some people really just have to try and mentally make a note and remember it. So Jada, thank you for your honesty, because there's someone sitting there right now going, okay, that's me. You know, so thank you for your honesty in that respect. Another question for both of you. There's a lot going on through this pandemic and through the virus and us being confined to being home. There are a lot of things that have risen in the world today, particularly here in America, regarding racial divide and racial tensions and a lot of things that are going on. In light of what's going on right now in America today, does it affect how you feel about your future in America regarding your generation? You know, is it giving you any pause, or how do you really feel about what's going on? Jada, I want you to answer that first.
You know what? I feel like with what's happening in our society today, it really does impact us, especially as people of color, more than anyone else, any other group of people. Now, for me, with my future, when I think about it, I'm really hesitant to even have kids if that's possible, because I'm like, oh my God, are they going to grow up? Are they going to die before a certain age? Or, you know, because they're going to definitely be of like a colored complexion. So I'm very scared to move forward in this society with how it's going. But I have to remember that with God, all things are possible. And if I keep God in the center of everything, you don't have to fear. Like, you have to have faith, and you have to pray, and you have to keep in mind that you can't stall your life because of what you see. in society. And you just have to pray for it to get better. And with how young people are moving forward these days, I'm a little bit hopeful with that. So as much as I'm scared of what could happen, I'm seeing a lot of good and a lot of positive changes. So that's something to keep in mind personally.
Right.
Wonderful. Jhadai, same question. How do you feel about, your generation and what's going on right now in America? What do you think is going to happen in the future? Or do you have any thoughts that give you pause or reservations with anything? How do you feel about that?
Well, I definitely agree with my sister. It's very scary thinking about the future and thinking about procreating, because they're definitely going to be Black no matter who I procreate with. So I definitely think about it all the time. But I'm very hopeful because I see where we're going, especially as Black people, with all the Black-owned businesses that are happening, with like Black women stepping up and taking on positions in careers that they've never done before. I'm very hopeful, and that's what gives me some type of assurance that maybe we'll be fine, even though we face all these scrutiny every day, prejudice, racism, everything in every system in our country. But it gives me hope, and I get fearful sometimes, but I do pause when I think about the fact that there is some type of light at the end of the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's really enlightening. That's both of you were very honest, and those are real comments, because it does give you pause. I give God thanks that both of you are Christians, and your foundation, your faith is established and it's concrete. But for those who are watching, especially young people who are young like yourselves, how important is your faith, not just when it comes to your life, but your business? How important is your faith, Jada?
Your faith is extremely important. It's actually paramount, because in everything you do, you should have God at the center of it, because I believe that things can easily fail when you have no faith or no belief system. Now, with my business, you have to go, like, for instance, if I was to do like a collaboration with a big company, of course, as a human, I'm going to be a little bit nervous. But if you don't have God and you don't stay prayed up, you're going to be fearful to the point that you're like, oh, maybe I'm not going to do this. Or if you fail, because let's be real, failure is in everything. It's how you get back up. Now, if you fail, you're going to just stay down because you have no faith, no belief system. God is like, you're going to be like, God left me, or all that stuff. You cannot go about having a business without having some type of belief. It has to be the center of everything you do, because when you fail, there's somebody to always fall on, and there's somebody to always pray to and get back up and have that same faith.
Right.
Wow, that is amazing. Jhadai, what about you? How important is your faith, not just in your life, but in your business?
It's 100% like everything to me. I mean, it's the reason why I even wake up and think like, okay, I can see a future in this business, because God has really opened up a lot of doors for me. I mean, he's the reason why I even have this gifting. So it would just be who of me to not even dedicate my gifting to like help other people, because this is the reason we were given these gifts, not to sit on, but to use it to help other people and to give God glory. So I'm thankful to God that he saw it fit to even impart this gift on me, where I can recreate art. And faith to me is just super important, because I dedicate my life to God and I depend on God for everything. Mm-hmm. So to continuously bring customers to me, to open doors for me, to improve my skills, just praying to God and saying, God, like, what's the next level for my life? Yeah. So if I didn't have God or have faith to believe that he's able to do exceedingly above all that I can ever think or imagine, you know what I'm saying? Where would I be, really? Yeah. So it's important.
Based on your responses, we realize that faith really is the key that has unlocked doors for you from the day you were born until now. And even though you've had to overcome many challenges and many adversities, we're so grateful that faith has been the key to kind of literally ordering your steps so that you could be sitting here today and inspire other people who may be struggling, other young people who maybe think they're not, they're not capable of overcoming their obstacles and their challenges. And I happen to know that your mom is a single mom that raised twins. And we have to give God thanks for the strength and the tenacity of your mother, that she has produced two beautiful, talented, anointed, successful entrepreneurs that is just taking the world by storm. And you are making a name for yourself in a society that has so many limitations, and you have overcome them by leaps and bounds. So I celebrate the both of you today. I do. I celebrate you. That is amazing. The both of you do have businesses that we do want to talk a little bit about. And so, Jhadai, I want to begin with you first, and our admin. Thank God for PNBG, Phoenix National Business Group. They have the presentations for us, and Jhadai is going to talk to us a little bit about what she does, and she's going to explain to us, who she is when it comes to her business. And so that anyone who's out there, if you're in need of her gifting, because God gave her these gifts, the both of them, God has given them these gifts so that they can share them with the world. And so we know that God is going to allow them to progress. And here we go. Jhadai, you begin. This is your artwork.
Okay, so what you're looking at right now is two of my oil painting pieces that I recently worked on. I'm not sure if a lot of people are familiar with the first piece of art, but it was just a recreation of a popular painting referred to the girl with the pearl earring, but I recreated it in my style with a hoop earring instead. And next to it is actually an oil painting of a popular Instagram model who actually reposted it to her page when she saw it. So I'm very proud of these two pieces of art. So as you continue onto the next slide, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna wait for it to skip. Yes, so this slide is a very, very popular piece of artwork for me, because this is a painting of the Notorious B.I.G., who passed away a long time ago, but he's very popular. And I know you guys have seen this picture before somewhere on the internet, but I decided to just do a pixelated version of it, and it took a very long time, and I'm really proud of this. I think this is my proudest accomplishments as it refers to like my paintings, because it took me a very long time and because it came out looking very much like him. So I'm very proud of this one.
Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you. These are just some paintings that I recently worked on for someone's home. So that is something that we actually do, is we create pieces of artwork for people's homes. If they reach out to us, this person said that they had two homes and they were moving into a new home, and they wanted a series of 7 paintings for their home. So they sent us the designs that they wanted, and we created them. And these are just some of the ones that I did. The first one with the money is actually Leonardo DiCaprio in a movie. I believe it's called Wolf of Wall Street, if I'm not mistaken, yes. And the one next to it is just an abstract piece of painting. But for anybody out there who is looking for artwork for their home, you don't have to look any further, really. There's an Instagram, it's Jam2Art, so JAM, the number 2 and ART. And at Jam2Art, you can DM us anytime you'd like for any custom artwork or anything you see on the page that you'd like. And you can just hit us up for anything. If you want advice, if you want to know how we did something, we're always open to any suggestions, comments, opinions, and inquiries. And as I proceed to the next slide shows another piece of artwork I did for someone's home. And this is just a space in the galaxy. He sent this to us and I recreated it for him.
Wow.
So yeah, this one took, I want to say like 2 days, but it was pretty cool. I've never done anything like this before. So on to the next slide. Just waiting 1 sec. You
This,
can move on to the
this
next
is
slide.
amazing. This is
Oh,
absolutely amazing.
thank you. Thank you so much. With this slide, it's actually this left artwork is also a painting for someone's home. And as you can see, it's the galaxy and the earth with the clouds and two kids on a swing. It was really cool, but very challenging to paint. And next to it is a guitar, a custom guitar that I basically had to take apart and just spray paint and paint for someone. And honestly, these paintings really just test my skills and just bring it up a notch. Every time I complete one, I'm like, wow, I didn't know I could create something like this. So I'm very proud whenever I finish up a piece of artwork, anything that I do, I'm just really happy about. And then the last slide, if you continue to slow. Okay, so this slide just shows a pair of sneakers that I did. This was actually the first pair of sneakers I ever painted, and I'm very, very proud of this. As you can see, I basically did the entire shoe, even the tongue, but you can't really see the tongue that much in these pictures. And this is based on a very popular anime show called My Hero Academia. So I just wanted to show you guys just a few things that I've worked on and what I'm capable of doing. So if you are ever interested in any piece of art, you know where to go. Jam2art on Instagram. You can DM us. And my email is also on the page. You can click it and just send us an email anytime.
Wow. This is spectacular. So you basically do custom artwork for anyone.
Yes.
That is wonderful. And you can also work from scratch or something that is existing. So if someone has a piece or artifact, or whether it be a guitar or sneakers, and they'd like to change it and transform it into a piece of art and make it timeless, and based on your gifting and your talent, I believe that these pieces, once they get them created now, for years to come, as you blow up, because I know you will, it will be worth millions of dollars in the future. So, you know, it would behoove everyone to get them now before they, you know, they don't have time to put you in their schedule, because this is custom work that is being done. This is one of a kind artwork that you will be receiving. No one else will have this piece of art that is made specifically for you, especially the upper echelon. Those of you who don't have to count the dollars and the cents, these are the twins that you want to be in contact with, because they are a cut above the rest, and they are, as my bishop would say, the creme de la creme. And now we're moving to Jada, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her business and her presentation. So get ready and pay attention. Here she comes, Jada.
Okay, hi everyone. So while I am an artist, I love to do makeup and hair. I love anything beauty. So I just put together a few of the makeup and hair looks that I found. It was a lot, but I tried to get a few little ones in there. So the first slide, scroll down. Okay, so the first one right there, that is just kind of like a comparison. So my aunt came from Jamaica. She's a little bit older, and I just wanted to show that I could do different age ranges, because a lot of times younger people, you know, their skin are a little bit tighter, younger skin. And I really wanted to do a makeover look on her. So I did half of her face, and I wanted her to do the other half because she's not really versed in makeup. And I was actually surprised in how it came out, because I didn't want to put on a lot of makeup on her, even though her brows, she has no brows. I really had to build a brow on her. But
you're a magician.
It was hard, but this is really just a comparison to show you how the difference in her skin. And honestly, I believe anyone can look a little bit more enhanced with makeup. It's just how you apply it. And I am willing to even teach someone how to do it. I even did it with my sister today. But that's the first slide. I wanted to just showcase a different age range and the makeup. All right, so the second one is myself. I do a lot of makeup looks on myself, of course, because I only have myself as a canvas. And this is something I did recently, you know, just playing around with different eyeshadow palettes. It's actually called a cut crease. To me, a cut crease is pretty easy, but for other people, it's very difficult. So I just wanted to show that.
Like me.
It's something very for me it's easy, but for other people it's hard. So I wanted to show off like different levels to it. You could do something very simple like what I'm doing right now, or something dramatic like that. And that's one of my favorite looks recently that I did.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. So the next slide is my sister, actually. Yeah. So this right here is actually the first time I ever did a hair review on my channel. So I did her makeup and her hair, and her makeup to me was just so flawless. I think it's the best makeup look I've ever done on her. Yes. I remember it was so fun. She just looks really fresh, in my opinion. It's not too much. It's like a mix between glam and simple, in my opinion. So that was that look. I had to put it in there.
Well, first of all, the hair looks like it's growing out of her head.
I have another picture later down in the hair part. You're going to see. It looks so good.
Wow. And her makeup, she's beautiful. The both of you, you're so beautiful.
Thank you.
It's easy when you're working with such a beautiful canvas.
Thank you. The other two females right here, they are from my university, Rutgers University. The one on your right is actually one of my friends. I do her makeup often. So I just wanted to show, because a lot of people, they think that it's easier to do makeup on like lighter skins, but they're actually people of color, like darker skin tones. It is, in my opinion, easier to do because I am a woman of color. And also it's really fun to work on someone of darker complexion because you get to play with different tones in their skin. And she loves the glow, honey. She loves a good beat. So I had to include her in it. And the other girl on the left, she was just a random girl from school who was graduating. And she said, "Can you do my makeup?" I was like so surprised, but I did it. And I was so, that was the first person I did at Rutgers. So I was pleased with how it came out. Thank you. The next slide, I did a comparison. This is someone, my friend Bree. So I did just like my aunt, of me doing her makeup and without makeup. As you can see, her skin is much younger. She doesn't even need makeup. But this is just a comparison to show you, like you can bring your makeup look up and make your face look a little bit more refined with makeup. I didn't do too much. She doesn't like that full like overdone makeup. So I did like something, a little fresh and
very natural,
yes.
But beautiful.
Yes, and the thing is, I kind of gave her examples on what to do, and now she like does her makeup a little, and she does it really well now. So that was good. Yeah, I love that one. And that's my other friend. These pictures are the first times I ever did makeup on her, and now she like loves me doing her makeup. But I had to include it. Like I was so surprised too. Like I surprised myself.
Beautiful. Absolutely.
Thank
beautiful.
you. The last one is actually you. I actually, you know what? This makeup, I was so nervous. Every time I do your makeup, like even for your appreciation or like the banquet or anything, I'm always sweating because I'm so nervous. But I actually really love this because you just look like a glow goddess. And I have other pictures of different angles, but I couldn't find it. But I actually really like this, how it came out.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Oh, that is so beautiful. Thank you for including me in the presentation.
No problem.
Well, come on. I got to put my hands together for the both of you. Awesome. The hair, the makeup, the both of you have done exceptional. And I love how the both of you have demonstrated today and proven to the world that between your job and your career and family and your future, that your faith is your foundation. And that even though we didn't even get into that today, as far as the obstacles that you've overcome, but I'm just proud of who you are. But before we move on to the end of the program, I want to ask both of you, because I know it hasn't been easy with school. What was the greatest challenges that the both of you faced in college? What was the greatest challenges? Jhadai, you first.
The greatest challenge in
and what helped you to get through it? The greatest challenge and what helped you to get through it? We need to know.
I think the greatest challenge I had was figuring out what to do, my major, because as a creative person, I've always just seen myself either doing like art or doctor, as my mom would like me to become. But for me, if money wasn't an option, it would be art. So from going into college, it was like, what do I do that will make me feel happy, but also satisfy my mom?
Yeah.
And I literally did countless of majors. I joined social work, psychology, bio. I've been in so many different majors. It's ridiculous. So I finally decided on communication because honestly, it was something that I can get any job in. So it was a broad major. So I would just give that advice to anyone who was like lost in college. If you're not really sure what you want to do, or you know what you want to do, but you want to satisfy some people in your life, do something that is broad enough so you can get a job anywhere, but still do what you like on the side until you can support yourself with your side thing that you like to do. So for me, when I was in college and I finally decided it, what really helped me was number one, something that was broad that I could just take anywhere with me. Number two, something that I was like, I needed to get out of here. I need to graduate in 4 years. So that was like a motivation for me. I'm not staying here for 5 years. And then number three, another motivation for me was just knowing that this isn't the end for me. Like this is just, it's 4 years. You're going to get over it, but you have your whole life ahead of you to do other things. Yeah. Right. So don't stress it. College is kind of hard because you have to like go through the classes and do your best, but just know that even if you're near the end or you're done and you're like, well, that's not what I wanted to do, you still have time to figure that out.
Yeah.
So I love how you bring perspective into it, because many people may say, well, I want to do art. I'm just going to do art and that's it. But I love your practical perspective that you want to have your foundation financially. And I love how you compared the 4 years to the rest of your life, because really, like you said, it's only 4 years and it will guarantee you income so that you can continue to do what you like to do on the side. And I love what both of you said earlier regarding flipping in your mind what you want to do as opposed to what you're doing to sustain your life. And that's something that's a wonderful life lesson for any person, any college student right now, even high school students. If you're out there watching right now and you're artistic and you do drama or art, you know, whatever that field is, this is great advice that you should still try to have your foundation financially so that you can stand on your own 2 feet and still pursue those things that you'd like to do. So thank you, Jhadai. That's great perspective.
You're welcome.
Jada, same question, same thing. What was the hardest part for you in college and how did you overcome it? What allowed you and what helped you? What tools, what strategy, what did you use to overcome those challenges?
Yes. So when thinking about this question, the same actually goes for me. The hardest part was figuring out what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. But because my sister went so in depth in it, another issue for me was to stand out. Now, a lot of people, when they go to like high school or college, it's hard for them to kind of distinguish themselves from everyone else because everyone's doing the same thing. Everyone's following the same crowd. No one wants to be left out or the person who's on like everyone else. But I feel like over time, over my 4 years being at college, I've realized that people actually genuinely like you for who you are. So you shouldn't try to be like everyone else, but you should try to stand out. And actually, key thing, how do you stand out is remembering who you are. Because you have to remember that God created everybody differently. He didn't create everyone the same. As much as we're twins, we're very different. And you don't want to be in the background like everyone else. You want to stand out, you know? We are a chosen generation. And if we are gonna fit in with everybody else, I mean, what's the sense in even doing anything? So that's one of the biggest, I find that a lot of people have this issue in college where they want to follow the crowd. But my advice would be to try to stand out and remember who you are and remember that your purpose is not everyone else's purpose.
Wow. That you two are so profound. I am so grateful. What an awesome point. Young people, if you're out there, college students, if you're watching me right now, that is also another excellent point of view. Maintain your individuality and your self-identity, knowing who you are. That is one of the most important things. And that's key to you being successful in your career, in your college life. is knowing who you are and who you are in Christ, and knowing that your purpose is completely different than everyone else. So following, the crowd is not going to make you successful. And listen, you couldn't have heard it from two better people than twins who can tell you, listen, you may think you're looking at a double screen, but it's it is two separate people who look exactly alike, but they maintain their individuality while maintaining their faith in Jesus Christ. Well, thank you. I have to say, I am grateful for the both of you coming on my first show. This is awesome. This is wonderful. And to those young people that are out there, and college students and young ladies who are struggling, if both of you could speak to every young lady right now and give them one piece of advice that would kind of carry them through the difficult times of life, whether they be in their teenage years, high school, college, if there was one thing that you could tell them, one word of wisdom, what would that be? Jhadai?
So my one piece of advice for women, especially for Black women, there's a space for you in this world. I know that there are a lot of careers that are dominated by men, and I know that a lot of times we're told that there's a glass ceiling or we can't do something, but my advice is that you can. There is a space for you. That's why jobs are opening up now to women. And that's why they even make certain programs just for women, because they realize that there's a need for women. They realize there's a need for diversity of opinion, diversity of people in every single place in society. When you look at the hospital, why is it that doctors are mostly men and nurses are mostly female, or lower ranking hospital healthcare workers? Mm-hmm. It's because predominantly it was dominated by men. But now I'm telling you women that there's a space for you, and you just acknowledge that you're valued in this society and you're valued. But even though sometimes it doesn't seem like it, I would say go after your dreams, no matter how big it may seem. You can be an engineer right now. Mm-hmm. Because there is a space for you. You could do anything that you want to do. And don't let anybody tell you that women can't do this, or you can never be in that managerial position or a supervisor or something, because they like to say that as well. But you can do it. And oftentimes I feel like women are a little bit more,
we're marginalized. We're marginalized, but we're very qualified.
Yes.
Wow.
But yes, that's my advice to women out there.
Wow. Jada, same question. If you had to give words of wisdom to the beautiful young ladies that are watching now, that may feel insecure, that may feel, okay, that's Jada and Jhadai, but I can't do it. If you had a moment to speak into their life, here's your moment, what would you say?
Okay, well, there's a lot of things I could say. The biggest thing.
Take your time.
The biggest thing would be to know your value, know your worth, and never settle for less. Wow. Because as I said, my short example, I'm a YouTuber, and a hair company reached out to myself and a couple of other smaller YouTubers, and I always price myself. I always charge like $20, $50, which is low. Okay, I mean, girls are out there charging $500 to review something, and I thought $50 was too much, because companies were telling me it was too much. So on that email chain, a lot of females were like, oh, my price is $400, my price is $500. And I'm sitting there like, wow, I've been charging $50 like an idiot. Is if I was confident in my price and my actual worth, because I know I'm worth a lot, but I always go a little bit lower for some people, because I feel like, okay, I really want to do it, or, oh, let me settle because I don't want to seem ignorant, or like that one person who, but never settle, especially if you know that what you're doing is worth more. Don't even listen to your twin sister. She's saying that's right, okay? Because people are going to start taking advantage of you. And if you get into that mode, that mindset that, oh, I'm going to keep lowering my standards, you're never going to get to where you want to go. Right. So you know your worth and stick to it.
Wow. That is powerful. So folks, you've heard it here first on the Word program, words of wisdom from Jada and Jhadai McDonald, the twins with purpose, the twins that are focusing on their purpose and their destiny in this world. They're taking this world by storm. They're gifted, they're talented. You need to reach out to them before their calendar gets so full that they can't even accommodate you. So before I even say my final words, I want you both to give them the information one more time where they can reach you. Jhadai, where can we reach you on social media?
You can reach me at Jam2Art, JAM, the number 2, ART, or you can reach me at my personal Instagram, which is my name, Jhadai MC, JHADAIMC, and you can reach out to me there for any inquiry.
Yes.
And Jada, where can we reach you?
You can reach me on, well, my YouTube channel is Jada McDonald, which is my full name, Jada, and then McDonald. And my Instagram is Jada, JADA _ laugh out loud, which is LAUGHOUC. If you just spell out laugh out loud, you'll find me.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, ladies, thank you. I love your words of wisdom in closing that Jhadai, you're telling everyone, basically, there is a seat at the table for women. You have to know your self-worth. According to Jada McDonald, these are words of wisdom that if we had to pay for it, they would be billionaires. And I speak it that they will be billionaires one day because they are wealthy and they are wise. So don't sell yourself short. There is a place for you and the sky is the limit. I pray that today this show has been encouraging to you. As a woman myself that I've gone through great adversity. I have a book that I'm writing and I want you to keep your ears tuned and keep your eyes out for the book. My first book is called It's Not Over. And this book actually chronicles my life from cancer to brain surgery to walking into ministry. So you have to know if you're out there and you're a woman that has gone through great adversity, great challenges. The reason why this show is here today is because me, myself, I've gone through great adversity and struggles and trials. But through it all, I've learned to depend on Jesus and I've learned to depend on his word. And this show will continue once a month to highlight women just like Jada and Jhadai. And I know they're going to come back because they're going to continue to soar. And as they continue to be more and more successful, we're going to have them back on the show so they can give us updates and let us know what's going on with their social media pages and how God is just opening doors for them. And I pray that through this program that God will open even more doors for them. So thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. We love you. Women, you are women of restoration and of destiny. And we know that the sky is the limit. God bless you. And remember to walk by faith and not by sight. God bless you. Thank you for joining us, Jada and Jhadai. Thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, what a great program, guys. Thank you so much for coming on. Coming up next at 6 p.m., we're going to have Sunday Sessions with Vibes Entertainment. It's going to be right here on Facebook. Keep an eye out, and we will see you again next month.